coffee up. Do I have time?
What were you saying about your coffee?
I was gonna say, I was gonna heat this thing up. I mean, listen, I ordered.
Can I ask you something? Does your coffee even stay warm in that mug?
It does because it's double walled. So it's got a see, it's double, you can't see. It's double walled. It does stay hot. This is chocolate peanut butter coffee.
I gotta tell you,
Chocolate peanut butter.
Chocolate peanut butter.
listen, over the Christmas holiday, one of our general agent partners, shout out to them, they gifted me a small little Yeti, and I drink my coffee in that every morning.
Oh, those are great.
Because it's yeah.
What a diva. You see how he set me up to ask about my
I wasn't asking.
so
I was just
braggadocious.
listen, all I'm saying, it stays warm for hours. That's all.
Yeah.
So what are you drinking over there, Dave? Or do you have your coffee in front of you?
I do have my coffee, but I'm not drinking it out of my Yeti today, Mr. Hernandez. I'm actually drinking it out of my Charlotte, North Carolina cup. You can't compare it.
Oh, look at
Right.
that. We did have a fun trip out in North Carolina.
First in flight, it says.
All right,
Yeah,
okay,
I don't know what
okay.
that means.
Brian, do you have your coffee over there?
I do have a little Starbucks, a little Americano going.
Oh,
No,
nice.
I don't need the
Okay.
Yeti because I drink it so fast. It's just like
Ooh, okay.
jet fuel. Let's go.
I have my iced coffee going on, about 3/4 of the way done here. Got to get your coffee in the morning. I prefer iced coffee, Kristen. I don't know about you, but I know you like your hot, right?
I like the hot coffee. I'm not an iced
I think-
coffee kind of gal.
I think it depends. It really depends.
It
I mean, we don't
does.
need to get into the coffee debacle, do we? Are we there already?
I mean, listen, we can talk about it if you want to. I'm drinking the hot coffee. I don't care if it's 110.
This is choice.
Still doing it.
It's 10.
I
to
change
that,
with the seasons. In summer, it's iced coffee. Winter, it's hot coffee.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're not here for a coffee podcast. No, we're not talking about all things coffee, but we can certainly go that route if it
Man,
goes that route.
we
But
can.
Brian, hit it, my friend.
Let's
Let's
hit it.
go.
Brian,
Let's get him started.
let's do it.
This is a great song too, isn't it?
This is a great song. The boys are actually from California. If you don't know that. By the way, we'll be in concert. Weekend out in Vegas.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig. Chop top, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not to life of imitation. Distant us into the reservation.
Good morning, everyone. We want to welcome you to Choice Chats. All things Kristen chat. That's really it. We're gonna have a Q&A today, and I am super excited. My name is Joseph Hernandez. I am just one. I repeat, David, just one of 4 different moderators, hosts, if you will, hosts with the mostest, whatever you want to call it. Senior Director of Account Management, all things retention. But today it's not about me and it's not about our guests. It's about you, the broker. Kristen, good morning, my friend. How you doing?
Good morning.
I miss your good morning calls in the morning.
You know, you weren't supposed to tell everybody about that, but since you mentioned it, fun fact for those on the call, I do actually have an infamous good morning song. I definitely never hit the right pitch, but nonetheless, I
Never.
still sing it. David knows about it too.
I do
Never.
know about it. I've been part of that too. Good morning, Mr. Hernandez, Ms. Berthiaume, Mr.
Morning,
Coppin.
Dave.
Really good
Brian.
to be here today, right? On a Friday after a
Happy
long week.
Friday.
It's been a long week. It's been a long year, right? We're still
It
early in.
certainly
It's been a long year already, right?
We're in month 2 and it's been a long year already. I don't know if many of our broker friends out there feel the same way, but it has been a long year already.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So there was a question in the chat already. Can you give us your positions within the firm? So I think Joseph was kind enough to share his title. Ms. Berthiaume, if you would be so kind following Mr. Coppin, I'd be happy to follow up and close after that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So business development manager here at Choice. I've been with the company a little over 6 years and definitely repping the brand with California different, but doing it from North Carolina. So I'm joining you live from Charlotte, North Carolina.
How long have you been there now,
City,
Chris?
it's you know, it's referred to as the Queen City, by the way.
Well, I'm here now, so that makes
Well,
sense.
I mean,
Her Majesty,
Chris,
ladies and gentlemen, right?
how long have you been in North Carolina now, Chris?
It's been a year. It's been a year.
1 year. Wow. You celebrated your anniversary.
Yeah, and you know what? You know who else has been around for a year? Dave McClintock just reached 1 year anniversary on his new home in the desert. We love that for you. Congrats.
I am a proud resident of the city of La Quinta, the jewel of the desert, as they say. I don't like to talk about it a lot, though, Kristen. We don't want a lot of people knowing about a lot of people moving in. Okay, I'm just being honest. It's a kept secret.
Well,
I'm David McClintock. I'm the vice president of sales. Really looking forward to today and how we got here, right? So I think of the diversity of the audience, I'll kick over to Bryan after this, and how our audience consumes, right? And we're in such a different space today as a brand, as a company, and as we continue to grow, we know that we have to continue to produce content in various formats, right? So we have the traditional formats, as you guys know, we have the best sales team in the business. They are brand ambassadors up and down the state, doing what we consider would be more like traditional meetings that host. We do a lot of events up and down the state. We have a web presence. We have a social media presence. If you're not doing so, Dave, please go find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
I'm excited about that, Dave.
I really am excited about it too. And then this choice chats really came up because when you think about how the audience consumes branding and how you get your brand out there, it's important for us to put different formats out there and let the audience, similar to how we do within our organization, similar to how we do in terms of our product offering, let the audience choose.
That's it.
And so a lot of people chose to join us today. So I'm really excited about that. Welcome to Choice Chats, everybody. And then finally, Mr. Coppin. Mr. Coppin, if you'd be so kind as to introduce yourself, sir.
Take it easy.
Thank you. So good morning, everybody. I'm Bryan Coppin. I manage our field sales department. I've been with the company almost 8 years now. I'm a husband, a father. I got 3 little boys running around at home. So we're very busy, very active out here. And, I love myself a little Peloton here and there too. So if you're on there, give me a follow too, right? Hit me up.
Oh, promoting the
Let's
Peloton.
go, right? I'm
I
there.
I want to caution you, if you join that list, though, you will also get text message reminders when you haven't done your workout for the day. So please be careful with that.
Don't scare them. It's a good experience.
You're at your own
Join
risk
me.
on that one, is all I'm saying.
Can I throw in another fun fact? I always like
Please.
to throw this out, Dave. For the audience out there that maybe just getting to know us, and maybe we know a lot of you, I see a lot of familiar names. I want to welcome everyone to the call again. But Dave, we've known each other for how long? I mean, we started in the industry, I want to say, 20 plus years ago?
Okay, so here's a fun fact, right? It's not 20 years, but the way if you join us on our next Choice Chats, he's going to say it's 62.
It might be, who
The
knows?
numbers just keep adding.
It certainly
Don't
feels
let
like
the details get in the way of a good story. It's a good story. It's
It
happen.
really is. It really
we
is.
started eons ago as account managers, my friend.
I know, it's been a long time in San Diego, California, beautiful San Diego, California, one of my favorite spots in the state. But it has been a wonderful journey with you, Mr. Hernandez. And I'm just glad that we're here to talk about it, sir.
No, it certainly has. And that's what we're about today, is walking you through the journey, the evolution of choice administrators. As mentioned before, it's an opportunity for us to give you a peek under the hood, if you will, give you an opportunity to ask some questions. Chris, go a little bit more into detail. Why are we here today?
It's a good question. This was all just a brainchild that came to us. We all sat around one day and we just started talking about not just the evolution of CalChoice, but just what the world kind of looks like around us. And we keep using the word different. I got to get to a thesaurus. We need a different word for different over here. But the reality is the world looks very different. People consume content in different ways. And this seems to be appropriate. Why? Because it's in live time. So there's no safety net here. We definitely are not on a 30-second delay. So y'all mind your P's and Q's. But it seemed appropriate to start engaging with people in live time and getting the opportunity to be interactive. So that's why we're here. We're here to chat about all things choice. And as a reminder for those on the call, you're welcome to drop your live questions right into the Q&A. So we received great questions. We'll get to the questions, but drop more as we go.
You know what's another interesting fact today is this is our first kickoff of Choice Chats.
Episode 1, Dave.
Episode 1. But do you realize that California is in the midst right now of a blizzard? It's an actual blizzard. Now I have, Mr. Hernandez, do you know what it takes to constitute a blizzard?
Tell me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is according to the National Weather Service, okay?
I'd like to know.
Blowing or falling snow with winds of at least sustained 35 miles an hour for 3 hours or greater. And we are in a blizzard, right?
I think Bryan will attest to that. Bryan, you shared a story this morning. What's going up in your neck of the woods? Chat us up.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm up here in Northern California in Sacramento. Beautiful city in its own right, but it was howling last night. I woke up probably 3 or 4 times from my house rattling. I had to get up and make sure the roof was still bolted down to the top there. It was quite the blizzard. It's settled down a little bit, but it's looking pretty grim out there. So be careful.
Be careful, everyone, that's for sure. It's interesting. That is a fun fact though, isn't it, Chris?
I actually do enjoy that. And you know what's so fun about it is the fact that you are experiencing a blizzard and I'm over, across the country in the dead of winter. And we were at the pool yesterday, I'll have 80 degrees. So there's
Rough
that.
life. Rough
So
life.
We're over here in Southern California in a quote unquote blizzard. Kristen's over in North Carolina and it's 80 degrees. They're by the pool. What a
It's
flip.
like they say, when it's down is up and up is down, sir.
That's right.
Fair
That's
enough.
correct. Shall we dive in?
I think we should dive in now.
I think we should. Okay,
Yeah.
one thing before we dive in, I just got somebody who dropped a Q&A. Yes, the chat is disabled. So for all of you that are looking to interact, send in your questions, your feedback, don't do it in the chat. The chat's disabled. Drop it into the Q&A. So that's where you'll be able to interact with us in live time through the Q&A.
And we want to thank you already for sending in some of those questions. Byron Johnson, we want to welcome you. I know you maybe missed the first intro. My name is Joseph Hernandez, Senior Director of Retention Account Management. And so hopefully, Byron, you stay with us. We'd love to connect with you afterwards as well, as we would love to do the same with many of the other brokers too. So,
We'd like to retain him on the call.
What's that?
We'd like to retain him on the call. Do you see
That
what
was
I did there?
good.
You
That
see
was
what I did
good.
there?
I saw
Like that?
what you
Yeah,
did. I
yeah.
saw what you did there.
Set you up for that one, Joseph.
Set
Brian,
up.
Brian, tell me that we are on the same page here and you are looking in the Q&A and you see the saucy question that has come in from listen, we're going to protect all of our participants. You shall remain nameless. So by all means, ask away all the questions you want. Your name will be protected. But Brian, are you looking at the same saucy question that I am? It's one of my favorites. Should we start it off with the sauce?
Are we ready for the sauce already? And we're going to start it off hot?
Hey,
Yeah.
we only have 30 minutes, guys. We have to.
Well, we
Yeah.
better jump into it then.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Well, all right. If you guys are ready, this is a little saucy here. Let me pull it up.
Listen, protected for language. We're gonna have to bleep some of it
Yeah,
out.
I might have to use a little edit here. Let's
Okay.
see. It's saying, why do you have so many? I'm going to insert gosh darn plans in our program.
That is a little
You
saucy
can read
for a Friday
between the
morning.
lines there. Who wants to saddle up and take that one?
That has a lot of heat coming. I know we're in the middle
Lot
of
of
a
heat.
blizzard, but there's some heat coming off that question. I have you know. Kristen, you want to start with that?
I could start with it. Absolutely. Why do you have so many plans? I love that question. And I love that we started it off. It's probably the most frequently asked question that anybody at this organization would field. And we love to tell a good story. How much time do we have, Joe? We got 20 minutes left here,
Got
but
about 20 minutes.
let's
Yeah,
expand on this for a quick minute. I love to just take a step back and kind of look at the scene of where we are in California. And this is where we like to start, right? California Choice, 8 different health plans, dozens of networks. I'll have you know if you're keeping score at home today,
Take notes.
132 plans and counting. Stick around because we have more coming in Q3. So already we're building the story. People are getting overwhelmed. 132 plans. Here's why it's so important in our program to continue to offer 132 different options. Look at the marketplace under which we operate. California is hands down, for a number of reasons, unlike any other state in the US, but it's especially different when it comes to the healthcare system. I would challenge anybody on this call, if you are supporting clients that are outside the state of California, would love to hear from you if you can name one other state that has as many different health plans operating as we do here in California. And we capture the vast majority of them, and there's a reason for it. Everybody kind of has their place because we have such a diverse consumer base. Now, David, in terms of our consumer base, you and I like to talk a little bit about the statistics and why our consumer base is so diverse. I know you have some stats. Do you want me to share them? Would you like to share?
I did. I actually went onto the Google machine right now. And
I love the Google
This is a
machine,
live podcast, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. We are live. But here's an interesting stat. And you start to ask yourself, how many plans do you need or what's the right amount for the audience? And the reality is simply this. The audience will tell us, right? So we're a consumer-based organization, always listening to our consumer base. And we have a really good case study of a large membership population that'll tell us if we're doing good or not. And if you look at our year-over-year statistics, we continue to grow. That's a good thing. That means what we're doing and how we're serving the audience is correct. But the reason, Brian, going back to the original question, why you would offer so many plans is simply this. Listen to this stat. And this is according to the Los Angeles Times official, okay? Los Angeles County has 9.8, I'm kind of paraphrasing here, 9.8 million people just in Los Angeles County alone. This stat reads as of June 1st, 2022. And unless there's been major changes since the census when 2020 was done, that means that only 10 states have more people than the county of Los Angeles.
That is
So,
fantastic.
If you think about it in that respect, just in terms of sheer size and volume, and then you layer on top of it the diversity of which is California, right?
Yeah.
And you include Hollywood in that too, right, Kristen? I know you're an old Hollywood buff, right? I know you.
Hollywood. Don't make me sing. I will.
I
I
told
would
you.
prefer you didn't, please. I would prefer you didn't for the sake of the audience, but nonetheless. And getting back to the question, it's important for us as you think of the diversity, if you think of the size and the scope of the state, and really kind of going back to our mission statement, which is to simplify access to better health insurance choices for the constituents that we serve. It's important for us to have that freedom and flexibility, because the reality is we are not, as an organization, in the position to tell people what to purchase. However, we are the best vehicle to allow them to purchase what they want. And because of that, you need choice. Let me also state, I'm going to go off topic here for a minute, but I want to talk about why consumerism is so important, because you see it in a number of different fashions. I was in the city of beautiful Las Vegas about 2 weeks ago. And here's a fun fact, okay, for the audience. A lot of people don't know this, but I was looking, you're going through the whole room search, right, Brian? Now, Mr. Coppin, I can't do what you do. I know that you always go penthouse suite. I can't do it. You know what I mean? Just not my budget. Gas prices being high, natural gas prices, fuel prices, inflation's got me too. But here's what was interesting. On the strip in the city of Las Vegas, there are really only 3 different corporations that own nearly 80% of the rooms on the strip proper, if you will, okay? And so as a consumer, you think, wow, there's thousands of rooms, and there are, but it's really housed by 3 different corporations, which kind of drive the pricing for it. And you think about how that could potentially apply to healthcare and why an organization or why what we do becomes so important. 8 different health plans competing for the consumer. It's unlike anywhere else, not only in the state, I'll take it a step further, in the nation. Now, Kristen's in Charlotte, North Carolina. They don't have anything like that in Charlotte. I know they don't. It's Queen City, but they don't have that. And so I think what we do today in terms of, when you say you have a lot of plans, I'd say, well, listen, the audience will tell us if it's too many. But right now, it seems like the right amount. And if you take that a step further, we use Los Angeles as an example. But go to San Diego County. The buying patterns in San Diego and LA are very different. Ryan, you talked about you being in Sacramento. Beautiful city in its own right, no doubt. I do love Old Town. I do, right?
Yeah.
But the buying dynamics in that area are very different than even in the Bay Area. It's very different in the agricultural area like Central Valley. And don't get me started on what's going on in the desert, right? We had a windstorm, that's why.
Dave.
So I think it's important we start having these discussions around plans and things like that. You had too many plans? No, I don't think so, because the audience knows.
Dave, you hit something so key right there. You used the word diversity. And what I think of when I hear you talk about, the statistics and buying patterns, I think that's so key for the audience, is that everybody has an individual need, right? We all come from different walks of life. We all have a different need, a different desire, a different want. We're all, the makeup of this 4 right here, of this Choice Chats crew is, if you will, has a different buying pattern as well. We're all in different phases of our life, single, married, just starting a family, thinking about maybe a 3rd or 4th child, right? We all come from different walks of life. And that's the beauty of choice, is that we
Bryan Coppin would like to refute that.
That was a little something for Brian over there.
He wasn't picking up what you were putting down. I promise you that. He was not.
We're trying to prevent anymore.
Oh, is that what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
The point is that we all come from different walks of life, and we all have a different buying pattern, right? I have Kaiser, okay? And which by the way, want to thank all of our carrier partners, all of our carrier health plan partners, and we thank them for the mutual success that all of us have had over the years. We continuously thank you. I have Kaiser, and I know my friends here on the call have different choices as well, if you will, right? And so we all come from different walks, and that's the beauty of choice. And when someone says, "Why do you have so many bleeping plans?" Why not?
Right, yeah, exactly.
We do love him for the question, though. I do love the sauce. I do appreciate
Love
it.
the sauce.
You know what else is fun? You know what else is fun, real quick?
Please.
We have 132 plans. I'll have you know, there's not one single plan in our entire portfolio that doesn't have enrollment on it.
Yeah. There you
Amen,
go.
sis.
And
That's
just real
fun.
quick, not to labor this anymore, but when we talk about this, and I'm a field guy, right? I'm pretty meat and potatoes out there. I like to use examples that I can relate to, and I use myself a lot. And I look back and I'm like, well, I guess I am a pretty good example of this. I've been with the company 8 years. I've made a change. We have Cal Choice, obviously, right? Choice chats, but I've made an open enrollment change every year. And fun fact, I've changed carriers 4 times. So I've been on 4 different carriers in an 8-year span, and I've changed every year based on having more kids, my wife needing a surgery, me getting a surgery to not have any more kids because they're too expensive.
Too much for the audience, Brian.
So
It's-
it's, there's different needs and wants. Life is not one size fits all. So I agree. I think it is necessary and needed to have that.
And when we're out in the field, and Brian, we travel up and down the state, and Dave and Kristen, we've gone out of state and in state, and we meet with a lot of these brokers. A lot of them want to know, how do you sell choice? That's how. Storytelling.
And you know what else?
Your own experiences, because it's your own experiences that are going to resonate with your clients, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Most definitely. And one more point on that as well. We hear from a lot of people, we offer so many different plans because of the different price points, but here's one thing we don't talk about a lot.
What's that?
Cost is more than just premium.
Oh, you hit
And
it.
how are you allowing your consumers to understand their costs?
Yeah.
It's not just a worksheet, although I think we do it pretty well in a worksheet. You can definitely see lowest cost to most expensive premium that's available. But what tools do you offer to help me understand, based on my utilization, what my costs are?
Right.
And that's why choice becomes so important, is because you got to have access to care, and it's got to be affordable. But affordable is more than just premium. It's everything that comes into play with utilization, and that's why the tools are so important.
Totally agree.
Great point.
10:20.
Okay, well, we went on a journey, you guys.
I thought that was great. I thought that was great. Were there any other questions out there?
Oh, we got questions.
We do
got
have some more. Are we ready for another question here? I can
Absolutely.
see that up for us. Okay, here's an interesting one. Will Choice Builder in the future be able to have invoices online?
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Am I going to take that? Should I take it? You want me to start it off?
Start it off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start it off.
Chat us up, Kristen. Chat us up.
You notice that it's Choice Chats, because if you were paying attention, Choice is California Choice as well as Choice Builder. So we are 2 brands unified under Choice. And for background, I don't think we've shared a lot with an external audience about what's been happening internally here at Choice, but there has been a lot occurring in terms of, we'll call it beautifying Choice administrators. We have done a lot in terms of branding. You see it here today. A lot in terms of our engagement, not just with our own teams, but our partners, the marketplace. We are doing, if I had to line it up for you, the amount of change that we have incurred in our effort to really maintain pace with the world around us, it's fantastic. So all that said, we are in the middle of a transformation project where we are trying to align all of our systems. And if anybody's ever had to do it before, you can appreciate all of the work, the time, the effort, the planning, the cost. It's a lot that comes into maintaining a system, but also just updating and moving on to, to something that's a little bit more sophisticated. And we are in the process of doing that.
So Chris,
So
what does that mean for our partner brokers out there?
you can expect a different experience from us, from both California Choice and Choice Builder in the coming months, in the coming years. So will there be an invoice for Choice Builder? Absolutely. We are in the middle of upgrading our systems, and that's going to benefit both of our programs. So more to come in terms of our transformation project. We are deep in the weeds.
And I would also add that, a lot of the questions that we get when we're out in the field in regards to technology, website enhancements, things of that nature, API connectivity, you can kind of encapsulate all of that under this choice transformation project. It's a big project. We're excited about it. You talk about transformation, and I would say probably in the past 3 to 4 years, I think a lot of you brokers out there, a lot of our friends and partners out there are starting to see it and feel it. We hear it from you. We hope that you're feeling it. We hope that you're seeing it. And if you just stay patient and jump on board and go for the ride with us, you're going to see a lot of other different, if you will, things take place. And it's all for the positive, right, Dave?
Oh, it certainly is. And I think, not to, again, kind of belabor the subject, I think, Kristen, you touched on this, but anytime you have any type of infrastructure changes, which include IT or IT operations, it's a very large lift. It's a large lift because you have to consider legal ramifications. You have to consider all the operation pieces that go with it, the core systems that you have. I mean, I don't have to tell the audience, but it's because it's not the most exciting subject, really. I mean, if I could be honest, but
the results will be.
But the results certainly will be. And I think the choice transformation project is bigger than just updating a website, as it were.
Yeah.
It is really the core systems which keep the entire engine of choice admin going. And as you begin to think of modernization and how you actually move forward, and quite frankly, how you become more nimble, because that's what it really is about the flexibility in those spaces, that you have to put in the work. And this project in itself isn't, a couple month project. We're talking about a 3-year project. By the way, one of which we're about halfway done through, which is pretty exciting. So the inquiries that come in relation to technology, I think in large part, in very short order are not only going to be answered, but I think we're going to go from a place today, in many cases, we're always answering where we're at, right? What are you guys doing this? How are you guys doing that? How are you going to be addressing? I promise you in the near future, we're going to be leading, and everyone's going to say, well, why can't you do it like they're doing? Yep. It just takes time to get there. We want to make sure that we do it in consideration of the audience, with little disruption, if any. And moreover, we want to do it in a seamless fashion. That's what we want to do. We want to do it right. Okay, so
right.
Take time.
Absolutely.
So do we have time for one more question?
Joe, I also thought, Mr. Hernandez, I also thought we had a raffle too. Did we not talk about that?
We have a raffle too. We are going to be giving things away. That's correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Well, we could just, before we get into the formal question though, David, was there anything else that we wanted to touch on? Because the question really is, what's to come for us in 2023? So we've kind of talked a lot about where we've been, about some of the things that we have coming in 2023. I don't think that we can really give a sneak preview, but I know we have some good things coming here in short order.
Well,
what can we tell the audience?
Well, we can't tell them just about anything, at least today.
Right,
a lot of things, they have to go through the approval process. And
sure.
Listen, I don't want to get in trouble on a Friday. If I could be so honest, I'd rather just keep
recording. Be careful.
Yeah,
Gotta
absolutely.
be careful.
Yeah,
it's some good stuff, right?
But we can say that change is definitely afoot. Change is afoot. You can see new products that are going to be coming in. You'll be able to see a lot of different changes. You've seen what we've done in terms of really just our branding and our marketing and the way that we engage with the audience. So more to come. More to come indeed. I would just say it's going to be a constant evolution. As you know, we listen to the audience, we make our decisions, we plan the business based on the feedback of the audience, what's right for business, what's right for the audience. And I think in the next couple months, with the announcement we're going to have is just going to be the evolution of that, and it's going to be really, really good. So stay tuned for that. That'll be something to listen to. I think I'll be there. In fact,
I think
we'll say that. Yeah, not in a chat forum. It'll be a little more formal, Mr. Hernandez.
Who knows? Maybe we do it. Maybe we do both. Who knows? So we're at the 3-minute mark now. I think it's appropriate. I think we can probably give away a couple of items. What do we have to give away today, Chris?
We can. Before we get to that, real quick, for those of you that have asked questions, just know we will be in touch with you individually. If we didn't get to you today, you could also be featured in the next live choice chat. So we could address your question then, but we promise we'll reach out to you individually if we didn't get to you. But on to our giveaways. I have a little bit of FOMO because I didn't get any of these giveaways, and I kind of want it. We have this fantastic oversized luscious looking California different beach towel.
Pretty cool.
And now it sounds like I'm really overselling it, but if you see,
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, you're
I know,
actually
I
not.
know you're not.
I saw one the other day.
Perfect giveaway for a blizzard, by the way. Perfect giveaway.
Yeah.
Good job, team. Really nailed that one out of the park.
No, they are really, really
Yeah.
nice, actually. I saw
Yeah.
one the other day at the office. I stopped by to pick up a few items for an event we're going to, and they're really nice.
Yes.
What other item do we have giving away today, Kristen?
We also
What
have,
item do we have?
well, we have two items. We got the beach towel. We also have a tote because you know, in California, you got to pay for plastic bags and we're trying to be eco-friendly. So we're just going to help with that effort. And we're going to give a nice California different tote away as well.
That's pretty awesome. Okay. So let's go over to the last question, then we can do the giveaway if you guys don't mind. Mr. Coppin, I think we had a last question. Do we have a last question? I know we're live here.
You know, we have quite a few questions, and that brings up, you know, what we're here to do today. And we want to hear from you guys, right?
And
That's
wait,
what we're here. You guys are driving. We have one.
Listen,
We have several.
we don't have a safety net. This is live. And sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. And there's something that I love to, this is great feedback.
It better not be the one where Carly Navarro says she loves your hair, which, by the way, is a great compliment. Her with Carly.
We love her for that. She definitely got the beach towel. No, the question is more of feedback here. The question I have from a broker that comes in is about selling choice. They comment, it is so important to go back to basics on the program, which is designed. Are you ready? They're preaching our language. This is our love language here. Selling budget for employers. It's not about single carrier plan pricing.
Amen.
I love that.
This microphone, if it wasn't attached to my desk, I would just drop it. Right?
It was pretty expensive. Can you not do that?
Yeah, let's not do
Yeah.
that choice chats. We're trying to make this a series, if you would. Well, listen, here we're at the 10:30 mark, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen. It's
sure.
Friday. We want to,
Absolutely.
this was meant to be, again, a different type of format, a different way to consume. But we promised giveaways. We certainly did, and we certainly like to stay on time. So, Ms. Berthiaume, if you would be so kind, is to announce our winners.
Yes.
And we'll let the audience go. It's going to be a good weekend, I feel like.
Absolutely. So we got a little like raffle over here. I've got all the Q&A that has come in, all of the questions that you submitted in advance.
Okay.
And we have randomized through the marketing team. This is not my selection, y'all. This has nothing to do with my picks. We want to thank the marketing team for selecting our winners for today. The first winner that we have for the choice tote, okay, helping us stay eco-friendly, Miss Tracy Garcia. Tracy, we will be reaching out to you.
Congratulations.
We will be reaching out to you to provide some information. If you can give us your mailing address, we'd love to send you a choice tote.
Now, very quickly, if you don't mind too, Kristen, there was just something that came in the chat. Miss Lisa Hughes. Lisa, I hope you're doing okay. Good to see you. Good to see you, Lisa, on the chat. Just tell us about the bird on the hat and the jacket. Okay, so very quickly, because this has been actually the most, outside of all the good things that we do a lot of updates in the way of product, and everyone's always kind of watching. Watch us on LinkedIn, watch the staff on LinkedIn, always the most likes, always the most social engagement. We've had more comments about what is the bird that we're wearing, right? So for those of you who are not aware, this is Bad Birdie, correct, Brian?
Yes.
It is. So Bad Birdie is a brand in which we've officially taken to a degree as a sub brand within Choice Administrators. So on the hat, you will see it branded Choice Administrators with Bad Birdie. It is kind of our new look and feel as we get out to the marketplace and to provide more of a casual setting, right? The world is different post-COVID environment. People are working from home, some aren't. And we thought that we'd really kind of modernize the gear that the team rolls out with. It feels a lot less, I think, formal. And quite frankly, it's been a great conversation piece. It's like that book that you leave on the coffee table, right? It's what the hat is. So that's what the bird is. I hope that answers your question, Lisa. Ms. Berthiaume, I'll turn it back over to
Our
you.
last one before we wrap up and close.
Yeah.
Yes. We got a beach
good.
towel to give away. Terry Tingsdahl, if I pronounce if I mispronounce your last name, I apologize, but I also feel your pain because my last name is Berthiaume, so understood. We will be reaching out to send you your luscious, oversized, California different terry cloth beach towel. Congratulations. With that said,
I think that's it for today. We're at the 10:32 mark, 2 minutes over. We're really excited. This was Kristen's brainchild, and it came to fruition, and we're really excited about it. We hope you enjoyed it. This is just the first episode of hopefully many others to come.
We
don't
may
have a
break the
time
internet.
frame.
We
Yeah,
may
we
break
don't
the
have a
internet.
Yeah, we
Million
don't have a time
downloads.
frame on it yet. Look out for some emails. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear some feedback on, maybe anything that you would like to see in the future. This is something, it's a pilot, it's a test run, if you will. We hope you enjoyed it. We thank you today for joining us today. Mr. Bryan Coppin, Field Sales Manager, we thank you for joining us today. Ms. Kristen Berthiaume, Business Development Manager, we thank you all the way from North Carolina. And of course, Mr. David McClintock, Vice President of Sales. Again, I've known you for about 28 years now. See, it just keeps going up. It keeps going up.
We've raised it 4 since the
Yeah,
start
we
of the
raised it
podcast.
4 years in just the past few minutes. And I am just one of your hosts, moderators, Joseph Hernandez, Senior Director of Retention and Account Management. We thank you today for joining us. Be safe out there, keep warm, wherever you may find yourself, and we'll see you in the chats. Bye, guys.